What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Kart Smart TV. We are going to be working on a TXT. This one is a 2018, which has the Kawasaki engine in it. Well, the customer brought it to me and said that it just bogged going uphill just out of nowhere, and then it just started smoking. So I was like, all right, we've got to get compression numbers. And sure enough, I hooked up my compression gauge to it, and I didn't even have, I had 91 pounds. That engine right there should be well over 150 psi. Most likely a good healthy engine like the Kawasaki is going to have closer towards the 180 range of compression. We are now going to work on getting this thing out of here. Let you watch every single step of the way that I go here in getting the Kawasaki out of the TXT. Alright guys, so I've rolled the drive belt off. I've also gotten the starter generator belt off. My next thing is going to be getting this exhaust out the way. A little PB blaster on your bolts and the nuts on the flange of the motor there. Get that exhaust pipe out of your way, and then keep working on all your big stuff, getting it out of the way. I have already removed the two flange nuts over here on the engine side. Just pull that out the way. So you're going to need, to get your starter generator out of the way, you're going to need 10 millimeter. And then I think it's 14 millimeters for the bolts that pivot the starter generator. And then you can literally just lay it off to the side. Those bolts that are in the starter generator have that little shank on it right there. That's how you'll be able to identify when you're going back. You may end up having to kind of push the muffler over towards that side of the golf cart to get to this second bolt on the starter generator. Alright, so on your starter generator you're going to have a little green wire that's an 8 millimeter nut holding it to the starter generator. That's your charging wire. You got to get that off of the starter generator, and then it'll be completely loose from the golf cart. At that point you can just set it off to the side and move on. Like that, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna move over to getting the carburetor and the fuel system unhooked from the cart, and that way we can get our throttle linkages, our ground cable straps, the main cart's wiring harness, and the fuel pump vacuum line. You can get all that off of here. The starter generator bracket that the starter generator is sitting on, you're going to need to pull the two 13 mil bolts from right here. That way it gives you the necessary movement to slide this thing up and out as well. Got the hose adapter there off. It's for the choke plate and the cable to hold to, so you got to slip it off, turn it around to the front of the motor, and slip your cable out of the choke mechanism on the carburetor. Literally just slips right into that hole, comes right off just like that. So it's got one of these, one of those molded lead pieces on the end to slide down into the choke mechanism on the carburetor itself. And then you have your throttle linkage here that has just a small clip like you'd see in the window of a car. So all you gotta do is push on it. It will unlock itself there. Slide it forward. Pull your rod out. Move it out of your way. And then you will just take your fuel line off. That supplies the carburetor with fuel there. Carburetor comes right off. Your fuel line off, your carburetor will come right on out. Alright guys, so next I'm going to take this cover off of the throttle linkage here. I want to be able to get that linkage away from the motor as far as possible. You have one 13 mil that holds right here, and then a 10 mil that holds in the back side of it. That gets your stuff out the way there. Some of these carts may be filled with zip ties, holding cables and such tightly to each other. Cut all that out of your way. That way you can have ample movement of everything in here. You're not getting hung on something and it breaking it and causing more issues. Simple stuff like that. Alright guys, now we're going to get the rest of this thing unbuttoned from the cart itself. We got to get our ground strap off. We've got to get our vacuum supply line and the wiring harness let go of the engine. And so the vacuum supply line has a normal little hose clamp down there. Just give it a little squeeze, slide it up the line as far as you can, and pop the line off, and that'll be it for that. Not sure if this is always a blue color on the wire loom for the wiring harness, but right here there's a black wire that runs out of that loom. You've got to unplug it. They got bullet connectors on them. Alright, once you got that unplugged, you have this wire keeper here, and then you have this keeper right here that is holding your vacuum supply line. You got to get those off. Once you get those two bolts out, you can separate everything at that point. And then you should have the wire that comes from your coil left behind. You'll also have just disassembled your ground strap from the engine. Alright guys, so when you're down underneath it getting those bolts out, just want to give you a fair warning that these nuts that are on the front side of the engine, these nuts right here are extremely difficult to get to. So just a heads up on that. But now we should be able to get let's cart back down and just gently lift the front of the motor upwards while trying to slide the butt end of the motor forward and just ease it on out. It's not going to be easy to get out. It's going to be heavy, and I think at this point I'm actually going to release this air box and move it out of the way too, so I get enough room to do what I need to do. There you go. And there it sits on my bench. Yes, it was puking oil out of our vacuum line there, because it has put so much gas into this crankcase that there's no choice for it to just run out. So that's what we're going to solve here, is that problem. which is going to be rings for sure. I'm going to get in here and check the valves, get it all cleaned up, reseal it, re-ring it, and then get it back in the golf cart. So thank you guys for tuning in to check out me getting this out. I will have another video on rebuilding this, so you guys stay tuned. And again, thank you guys for watching, checking out the channel. If you got any questions about what you see here, please feel free to hit that thumbs up. Also reach out, comment on the channel. I'm pretty sure our phone number is on the channel as well. You can certainly give us a call. You'll actually get to talk to me, and I will do what I can to walk you through. And always, guys, subscribe to the channel. You may find yourself finding another video that can help you out with another issue in the future. Thank you guys for watching. God bless you all.